those. What else we got? Panthers. I'll run out of the options there. I know it's a lot of teams. I always forget there's one obscure team. Come on, run them down for me, Dom. Just take it over.
You got Colts,
Yeah,
Packers,
Colts,
Tampa Bay, Denver,
Bucks,
and Panthers.
Yeah. That's it. I know it's like 6 of them. How you doing, brother? Former tight end at the University of Iowa. College football next week. We got to have you on the show. I'm already putting you on, so I didn't even ask you, but go ahead.
I'm good. I'm itching like everybody else for football season to get here, man. I'm watching old games just to get the juices flowing. I'm anything college football, anything NFL. I'm excited that football season's around the corner, so just can't wait.
All right, good stuff there. To the right of the screen, that is Andrew Richmond, Peace Up, A Down. She's in the A-Town. How's the weather? Is it hot? You know what? In Atlanta?
It is hot, and the football teams down here are hotter. We already get something going on with our football because Georgia high school football is ridiculous. I'm going to make a trip over there to Buford pretty soon so I can see what a high school college stadium looks like, because it is a high school allegedly, but it looks like a college stadium. It's so very nice.
All right, you guys ready to get this thing started? Take the latest in the world of the National Football League and have a little gaming here on the side as well?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's take a look at the rundown here. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. They invented deep dish pizza back in 1943. 100 locations in some 20 states. Shout out to those good folks there in Clifton, New Jersey, off of Route 3. Jackson Dart, he says he is puzzled by all of these blue tent visits and the concussion protocols and those tests. That we'll get into all of that. Jaden Daniels, we're talking a heavy quarterback at the beginning of the show. His representative sent LSU a cease and desist letter. Has to do with NIL, his old number at LSU. A lot of jokes about number 5 as well across the landscape of sports. We'll get into all of that. Did Jalen Hurts take a little shot at A.J. Brown? Well, we're going to talk about that. It was very interesting there. And Von Miller signing with the Cowboys. You can go home again. He's from the Dallas area. 37 years of age. How much gas does he have left in the tank of the Seahawks? Devin Witherspoon, speaking of gas, man, it is full throttle, high-speed quarterback in the history of the National Football League. And a crazy story. Craziest thing I've ever seen. I played football in Pop Warner, middle school, high school, Division I in college. Not in the pros like my guy, Dom Daffney. An Arkansas high school player, though, finds a freaking viper in his helmet. You got to see the video. This is crazy, guys. We'll show you all of that. All right, let's take a look at the match. We've got a couple gamers here playing for cash and prizes. Fear the Huskers, our current champion, playing with the Eagles. Whereas Chandler playing with the Patriots, they are using the matchup week 2 of the preseason. Biggest matchup we have on paper, Eagles at Patriots. Quick quote profiles of these 2 young men. We'll start with Chandler. Where is he? He's right here. There is Chandler Cooks, Dallas, Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. From Dalworth, the Metroplex, they're 24 years of age, college student. Currently majoring in graphic arts, going to be working for ISG Media here very soon. How about our King of the Hill, our champion? That would be Huskers playing with the EAGLES Eagles. Robert Neely from Omaha. 27 years of age, a civil engineer currently working on the tallest structure there in the Omaha region. All right, guys, go ahead and lock it up. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Let's talk the latest in the world of the NFL. But before we do, that pregame show brought to our good friends at Golf Zone Social, 3 locations where Brooklyn will be there Thursday for ISG basketball. You got Brooklyn, you got Westlock, and Scarsdale. It is a sports bar and an indoor golf lounge with 16 total bays, 1 huge VIP suite, and 15 other bays. You got those simulators in those suites. There's where golf literally meets social. The best indoor golf experience that you'll find. Indoor golf games meaning unparalleled social engagement. Folks, you can play video games on those suites and those simulators. You can play some 240 courses. It is a true experience. Also got the draft parties going on with the fantasy football. It's more than just an indoor golf lounge, folks. It's a bar, sports bar, lounge, and a restaurant. All in one. Check them out online. Golf Zone Social. .com. All right, we're out of Big Mike's Italian Ice and more here in Bayonne, New Jersey, man. They got more than just Italian ice. They got hard ice cream. They got signature hot dogs, hot eats and cool treats here in Bayonne, New Jersey. I'm literally CBS Sports, the intersection of sports and gaming. The only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking latest in the world of the NFL, week number 2 in the preseason. Got my guy, speaking of preseason, play a lot of preseason games. That is Dominique Daphne, former tight end at the University of Iowa. Also played in the NFL with a bunch of teams, Packers, Colts, to name a few. Andrew Richmond, she's a sports reporter, type brand, corner of the screen in Atlanta. Middle of the screen on the side. We got a couple gamers here playing EA Sports Madden NFL 27 for cash and prize. Got Chandler playing with the Patriots. He is the home team. He's on defense. The King of the Hill, our champion, is Huskers playing with the Eagles. They're in white. Just completed a pass near midfield there, playing with the Eagles. Eagles at Patriots, big game at Gillette Stadium Saturday night. All right, guys, top topic in the NFL this week. Of course, we're talking quarterbacks. Jackson Dart. former quarterback at the Ole Miss. I was going to say University of Mississippi. I could say that, Ole Miss. Jackson Dart says he's puzzled, folks. That was his words. He said that he is puzzled by all of these visits to the blue tent. It was the play that happened on last Saturday, and he got rocked there by a safety for the Minnesota Vikings. Didn't help himself by not getting up there. Had to go to the blue tent. Did come back and throw a touchdown. But once again, 5 visits to the blue tent last year, and about 10 to 12 starts last year. Do the math on that. That's NFL stands for not for long. Let's listen to Jackson Dart talking about the game last Saturday against the Vikings, preseason game number 1 at MetLife Stadium, and his frustration, if you will, with the officiating and going to the blue tent. But also, there was a little recognition on his part that he kind of understands as well where this is all going. Here's Jackson Dart talking about being puzzled about these blue tent visits. Take a listen.
As far as the blue tent, like I really respect the rules and the thought behind, the NFL has of keeping players healthy and reviewing things, but at the same time, I'm still puzzled by it just feeling like every time that I get hit, I just find my way in there, which at times I still try to wrap my head around, but that's all that I'm going to say about that situation.
So that was Jackson Dart after that game, after this hit by, I believe it was the safety, their preseason game number 1, Jay Ward, in that first quarter, ended the first quarter there. Had to go to the tent, later did return, to his credit, to throw a touchdown. I think he missed only 2 plays. Jameis Winston came in and threw a second, a big 3rd and 23 pass there. He was actually sacked twice in that game. Now, let's be fair here. The running back, what's his name? I believe it was Tyrone Tracy Jr., missed the block there, but still. Look, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be like my guy, Carl Banks, and what he said was what I was thinking when I was watching it live, which was, why are you laying on the ground for 5 seconds? You are drawing attention to yourself. The spotters are going to see that. You got to get your butt up. Every time he gets rocked, he lays there, so they have to have these precautionary measures. That is his 6th documented concussion or trip to the blue tent. That's documented. Might be 1 or 2 more of those. Let's get the thoughts here of the former NFL player, Dominique Daffney. Your thoughts here. Were you surprised that Jackson Dart says he's puzzled by all these visits to the blue tent? And how much is on him, DD?
I mean, I'm not surprised that he says he's puzzled because he's kind of played that way all of his college career. The get out of the pocket, get up the sideline. It's just, you're in the NFL now. I mean, these boys are grown men. They're not 18, 19-year-olds. They are 33, 35-year-old grown men. Like, they're athletic too. Like, there's certain things that you can get away with in college that you're just not going to get away with in the NFL. And that's just a fact of the matter. Like, it is what it is. But like you said, don't lay on the ground and kind of like sell it, I guess. I know you're in New York. I know you're all about Broadway.
I know they have the soccer World Cup final there, man. Those guys are used to fading and stuff.
Commit
Wrong
to the
sport.
bit.
You got to get up. But also, yeah, I agree. My boy Tyrone Tracy, who went to Iowa for a little bit, then transferred to Purdue, got to make the block. You got to do your part. You got to do your 1/11th. And he just misses an easy blitz pickup, and you're costing your quarterback. So, I mean, I understand why he's puzzled, but when you play that gunslinger, reckless style, the chances of injury, they heighten, especially as a quarterback when guys, as soon as you leave the pocket, foaming at the mouth to hit the quarterback. So I can understand his puzzleness, but as you get older in a year or 2, you're going to have to find ways and to stay on the field. Like you said, not for long. The best thing, your ability is your availability. So do the best you can to stay on the field.
Yeah, and you looked at it. You could see when he had that free run, Ward couldn't believe. He's like, wow, I got a wide open shot against this guy. Luckily, he actually followed the rules and hit him in the proper spot. The launch angle was kind of low. He hit him at the right angle there, low, right, right below the chest, and not too low below the knees. So good job by him with the nice form tackle. But he got rocked there, and this is a preseason game. It could have been a lot worse there coming off the blind side. Didn't see it. The awareness there, maybe you can question it a little bit, but of course we got to talk about Tracy with the missed block there. Andrew, your thoughts here on Dart being puzzled by all these visits to the blue tent. How much accountability should there be on QB1 for Big Blue?
I'm puzzled why he's puzzled because he can't wrap his head around the fact that he keeps on going to the blue tent, because when he's on the ground, it doesn't look like he can wrap his head around reality at the current point. Unfortunately, we've seen time and time again him go and play with reckless abandon, like Dom said. And when you play with reckless abandon, sometimes you end up fine. Maybe you learn to slide and maybe you can dodge these things. But right now, Jackson Dart is going balls to the wall, gung ho, and really running into his opponents, which, sometimes if you need to fight for that extra yard, go for it. Unfortunately for him, he fights for that extra yard. He ends up being caught vulnerable. He ends up in these situations to where his head does hit the turf. One of the things that was pointed out a lot during Lamar Jackson's or even Jaden Daniels' early career was the need to slide, right? And a lot of that was based on the fact that they are both players that really rely on the run. And there's an assumption that when you are a player of that talent, that you don't have the equipped to understand and to realize when to go down. And unfortunately, you're fighting for yards. Because of that, they've really worked on sliding. They've really worked on doing things like dodging contact. Jackson Dart has yet to really earn that in his quiver. Unfortunately, he's still trying to fight for unnecessary yards when he has to realize he's a franchise quarterback, and franchise quarterbacks can't be franchise quarterbacks if half of the time they're on the bench instead of actually contributing.
It's like, get up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get up.
He's in these situations because he is knocking himself onto the ground. Well, in this situation is a missed tackle, but in a lot of these situations, it's due to him, and he had to take account.
Reminds me of the Patriots game where he got smacked out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just get out of bounds.
It's like, dude,
you are the money.
Right.
Take care of the money. Don't take unnecessary hits.
And the Patriots talked about it all week. Like, he likes to kind of skirt there on the sidelines. He doesn't know how to really get out of bounds. So, look, I want him to protect himself. And here's what drives Giant fans crazy here. He misses 2 plays, right? Comes back, throws that touchdown, a little bit off platform, a little flick of the wrist, hits the tight end. Probably a little dangerous throw there, but it was great ball placement. And the tight end caught it. That's what's, I guess, tantalizing about him as well, too, Dom. I mean, but he's got to get this Ole Miss stuff out of his head, bro. Like, nobody wants to see you take it on guys. Nobody wants to see this. Like, get your butt down. Like you said, you're a quarterback, dude. If you're not available, you're not going to get paid, and you're not worth anything to your team. Are you concerned, like, will it finally register with him? Because he talked about this after the New England game. He's like, well, maybe I'm not going to change my ways, is basically what he said.
I mean, he's going to have to. And if the trips to the tent don't, diminish, if there's not less of them, then the coaches are going to have to say something. I feel like for him and his duo, Scatterbo, they're learning a lot this offseason. The video of Scatterbo doing a backflip on a dislocated ankle.
Right.
Like, he's learning, like, I should probably calm down. Sooner or later, Jackson Dart will realize, I don't really need to be the tough guy, the guy who's taking on one-on-one hits. It's okay to slide. It's okay to run out of bounds. It's what a lot of young quarterbacks have to realize is, it's not about making the 75-yard touchdown play or the flashy top 10 play every time. Sometimes a check down is okay. Sometimes a slide is okay, because you still need to have that next play. It's that next play mentality where, you live to fight another day. So at some point, he's going to either get smacked or his coaches are going to sit him down and be like, you either going to slide or we're going to make you slide. You decide.
And you just talked about the coach. I guess Harbaugh, he did say that we need to block better. He's not wrong on there. But you look at some of those veterans on there. They talked about how, they need to help him as well. How about you guys go and help him up? Like, as soon as he gets hit, get his butt up so he's not laying there and looks like he's fainting and he's injured there. Andrew, how much is on the Giants offensive line and the pass protection at times with this guy? So is it just strictly on? No, it's on you, bro. So this one I'm not going to put on him. I am going to put on him for, why are you taking an extended nap here in the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday in New Jersey, East Rutherford?
Get ready to learn number 77, Daniel Falalele, guys, because unfortunately Jackson Dart's issues in the pocket is not going to be better anytime soon. So this is a skill he needs to learn sooner rather than later. Luckily, it helps that he has someone like John Harbaugh, who did have someone that was Lamar Jackson, who had to learn, and not necessarily in the same way because Lamar is naturally better at dodging some of this contact, but either way, had to learn that you need to go down early, and maybe in the playoffs that's when you fight. In high leverage situations, that's when you fight. But if the game ain't on the line, if this is really what, like earning 2 or 3 extra yards early downs, like what's the point of doing this? Like Dom said, availability is the best ability. And Jackson Dart, you need to be available because those Giants fans, good luck, buddy. They will be on you if you're not.
Well, that's what, 6, blue tent visits documented in what, 13, 14 games? Bro, look, I really am rooting for the young man. Please take care of yourself, dude. As our guy used to be the running back of the Seattle Seahawks there. What's his name? Beast mode. Yeah, you got to take care of your chicken. Marshawn Lynch, take care of your chicken, man, which is this thing up here, man, on top of you, on top of your neck. So hopefully he can protect himself and get down and. This is not high school. This is not, running around in Utah. This is not running around the Grove down in Ole Miss in Oxford, Mississippi. Get out, man, and live to fight another day. I've been there when I've seen Tom Brady, a random Sunday, week 2, second quarter, 2nd and 3, turtles, gets down because he doesn't want to get hit in the pocket. It's like people look at him like, I'm like, no, that's smart. You know why? Because there's 18 other games to play. There's 3 more quarters. Like, what are we doing? Like, yeah, it's not worth it, man, to take on these guys, especially in the pocket there, when you are the face of the franchise. So we'll keep an eye on Jackson Dart, keep an eye on these Giants, and keep an eye on John Harbaugh, who's basically a little pissed about it. Talked about, we got to block better. It's like, yeah, no duh. And also, you need to talk to your quarterback about getting down. I think that all works together. Keep an eye on this Madden game. It's pretty close now. 7-3 here, it looks like, is the score here with the Eagles with the lead there. That'd be our King of the Hill Huskers, bottom of the screen, playing with the Eagles at first quarter. Brought to you by good friends at El Aguila Dorado Restaurant, authentic Mexican restaurant, open 7 days a week. Great food, great atmosphere, great affordable drinks, and folks, the libations are definitely flowing. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Mariachi shows every other Tuesday. Been watching the show. You've seen that, man. Great costumes, awesome sombreros and everything of that nature. DJs on the weekends, lat nights on the weekends as well. Too. They do a great job there. They also have a beautiful patio. Weather is still fine, and it's humid here in northern New Jersey. Check them out. The Golden Eagles landed right there in Bale, New Jersey. Online, AguilaDoradoRestaurant.com or ISG Football. We're back after a quick timeout. Welcome back here to ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. The only show, folks, combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. I'm literally CBS Sports, the intersection of sports gaming. The only show combining those real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking latest to the world of the NFL. Got my guys down. Daphne here, former NFL tight end, also played University of Iowa. Top right hand corner on the screen, that is Andrew Richmond. She's a sports reporter in Atlanta. Talking latest in the world of the NFL, week number 2. In preseason, the biggest matchup, Eagles at Patriots, and these games are playing eSports Madden NFL 27 for cash and prizes. There on the left-hand screen on the bottom there is Chandler. He's playing the Patriots there in the dark jerseys. They're the home team. Huskers on the right-hand side of the screen at the bottom. He's playing the Eagles. They got the ball. Looks like high red zone here. They're in white. All right, let's get back to the NFL talk here as we come to you from Big Mike's Italian Ice and More here in Bayonne, New Jersey. Man, got all the Italian ice, gelatos, hard ice cream, and signature hot dogs here. Back to the NFL topics. Jayden Daniels making some news here. We're just talking about the quarterbacks. We're going to spend a lot of time with the QBs. His representatives, I don't want to say Jayden Daniels did, but his representative sent LSU a cease and desist letter. So Jayden Daniels' representatives, looks like at least his attorney, sent LSU a cease and desist letter. His attorney representing him, sent the letter to LSU. And they also want LSU to no longer use his NIL, his name, image, and likeness. Now, they said they're, quote, profoundly disrespected by what's going on, by LSU allowing that young kid, DJ Pickett, to wear number 5. DJ Pickett, an All-American last year, freshman All-American, was recruited by Chip Kelly. Not Chip Kelly, Brian Kelly, who coached her last year, wore number 3. He was promised that he could wear it, and it's up to the discretion of coaches, guys, at LSU. First of all, they've got like about a handful of numbers that are sort of retired. Really, only one is really off limits, and that's Billy Cannon's number 20. But it says in their manual and things of that nature that teams and players can wear whatever number they want, especially it's at the discretion of the coach. And the new coach there, Lane Kiffin, felt like, look, a promise is a promise. We kept it to him. Sorry, Jayden. That's what we're going to do. So, Andrew, where do you see this thing going here? Are you going to fault Jayden Daniels? Or are you going to fault LSU here? Who's more at fault in this situation?
I don't know, Jim. This is really complicated in
All
my
right, Tony Romo.
opinion.
Leave my colleague alone.
It could go in 2 different ways, right?
Hell, about to be my former colleague. That's a different story. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh my God. And all videos that might be related to that. Anyway, unfortunately for LSU, they have to be real, right? The people whose names they did pseudo retire, right, are players who won not only a Heisman, but also a national championship. Jayden Daniels feels like because he won a Heisman that he should be on the same echelon as those players.
Won the Heisman 2023. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and in some cases, I can say that LSU is a big powerhouse for a football team, though. So if you keep on using that mentality, there will eventually be, I mean, it's college, there are a million numbers in the first place, including people can use both numbers from either side of the field. But
sure,
there can be a shortage of I apologize, of numbers. But that being said, I can never be on the side of a billion-dollar organization that's getting money still off the name, image, and likeness of somebody while they're currently not owning it. Mind you, while Jayden Daniels was in school, he got a lot of money. Let's not say that. Like, obviously he did. But for them to continue to use his image, I do believe that people should have an ownership and autonomy as to how their image is made. Was this petty and a response to pettiness? Absolutely. But I can't also blame somebody for just wanting or deferring for their own image to be used rather than another entity to use it. So it's weird. It's complicated. I really don't know who's in the wrong or who's in the right, but I do know it's a mess.
You got to pick a side here. We'll come back. I'll get your final answer. You can think about it for a minute. LSU also reportedly asked for the Heisman Trophy to be returned. Once again, Jayden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy 2023. Joe Burrow, when they won the Heisman Trophy in 2019. Now, Joe Burrow, because a lot of people are trying to conflate the two and pit these two against each other. Joe Burrow won the national title in 2019 when they went undefeated 15-0 with Ed Orgeron there. Jayden Daniels, I think they went 10-3 or something like there in 2023. I also feel bad for the kid there as well. DJ Pickett, he was promised that he could wear number 5. Yeah. I just think that maybe, and even if Jayden Daniels didn't request this, it's still on him, and the blowback is on him because it's his people that sent the cease and desist letter. Your thoughts here? Who's more at fault here? Is it LSU and the policy, or is it Jayden Daniels?
I think it's his camp because, I mean, if he was promised a number, it is what it is. But kind of like how Michael Irvin always says, shoot, don't retire my number. Let people compare him to me every time they're playing. Like, why is that such a big deal? Now, I can understand what he's saying, but to go as far as to you need to send a cease and desist and you need to send the trophy back. Can we have football back already? Because we worried about too many things that don't matter. We're talking about jersey numbers, jerseys. Come on now. Like, it just is. There's a lot that's going on this offseason that has nothing to do with football. This is about a jersey number. Yeah, you got to come back from a season where you got injured after having a great rookie year. You want to bounce back. A jersey number, whoever sent it should be, hey, you have no authority anymore. If there wasn't Jaden Daniels who sent it, whoever sent it in his camp, yeah, you can go ahead and sit down, big dog. We don't need you talking to nobody else because they have so many other bigger fish to fry. Not only does he have so many more things to worry about, now you're kind of ruining that relationship you have with the school. So, like, if you wanted to come back and, talk to the guy who's wearing number 5 and, show love to the school and go back to a game on Saturday for a big game when they play Ole Miss, and everything like that, you're cutting those possibilities out, and it's just more and more distractions, I feel like, throughout the week. So I'm praying that football comes sooner than later because I'm so tired of talking about stuff that don't have nothing to do with stuff on the field.
Right. The crazy thing is, a lot of people are starting to point the finger at moms. Regina Jackson. We've talked about Regina, and we all love Regina. So I was, I was hoping that wasn't the case, but it seems like all indications are the attorneys has his name on it. But I mean, of course, who do attorneys work for? They have clients, right? Who's the client right here? I mean, so I don't know. It seems like a promise was made to Jaden. All right, this is how it is. This is a select fraternity. My special contributions to Louisiana State University and the boot down there in Baton Rouge, winning the Heisman. Yeah, my number should be off limits, but dude, I don't think. That's why you see a lot of these people going to Ring of Honors, Dom. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, guys, people are going to play with your number. I mean, you can't retire all the numbers, right? At some point. What about numbers in other sports and things of that nature? That's why LSU
like Andrea said, you're going to run out of numbers.
Right.
Right. So what are we supposed to do?
I know
especially
wild,
think about a school like Alabama. Y'all definitely gonna run out of numbers at that point. I mean, a school like Notre Dame that's been here since the beginning, you're gonna run out of numbers. So it's just it's a number. Like, have your jersey be retired with your last name and your number. That's one thing. Like, that's special for you. Your name will always be etched in the LSU stadium on the whatever. But a number's a number, man. I feel like this one, you just gotta let this go.
Well, you got to let it go. But numbers are special, man. I mean, even when I watch Middle Tennessee, I'm always looking for who's number 37. Is he representing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you got to be. Look, you might not be the best player on the team, but damn it, you got to be pretty good.
Well, wouldn't you rather have that than never see anybody wear 37?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Some of us have different legacies and bigger legacies than others. That's for sure. Hopefully, they can work this out behind the scenes. Lane Kiffin's put in a tough spot. DJ Pickett, he's being respectful as he can. He talked about how he respects and loves Jaden Daniels. He wants to wear number 5. He's worn it all his career. Pop Warner, middle school, high school. Didn't wear it last year. Wore it number 3 last year. So we'll see how this goes. I tend to think it's going to work its way out. I think the blowback and also the trolling from these teams and also all over social media where people using the number 5 and things like that. How about 5 guys? That was a big one. They were talking about it's 4 guys now, something like that. So,
when they play the Saints, because I know that game's going to be messy too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Fans, a lot of trolling going on down there. So we'll keep an eye on Jaden Daniels and LSU and the cease and desist letter. So far, I guess according to LSU, they don't view it as a legal document right now. So hopefully it's just a little scare tactic, like, hey, trying to get our attention, like, yo, can we talk about this? I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. DJ Pickett's going to wear the number unless he changes his mind. That comes with its own issues as well. Keep an eye on this Mad game. 14-3 is the score here. Our King of the Hill, bottom right hand corner screenplay with the Eagles in the white. Just took a sack there, so Patriots definitely need to hold him at least to a field goal try, maybe get this ball back. We'll keep an eye on that. The second quarter brought to you by good friends at Tottenville Bagels. 3 locations, one in Staten Island, one also here in Bayonne, New Jersey, and also in Avenel, New Jersey. A bagel born from tradition. Hand-rolled bagels. Each one is crafted using using time-honored techniques and special ingredients. Popular bagel stores all over Shaolin, kids like to call Staten Island Shaolin, and all over the Garden State of New Jersey. Not only are they known for the fresh hand-rolled bagels, but also they have a wide variety of breakfast and lunch sandwiches, burgers, chopped cheese, cheesesteaks, deli sandwiches, pancakes, waffles, French toast. Love the French toaster bagels. Got to go with cinnamon raisin, blueberry, or the French toast bagel is awesome as well. Fresh bagels made daily right there on location. 3 locations, Staten Island, Bayonne, New Jersey, and Avondale, New Jersey. Online, TitanvilleBagels.com. More ISG football powered by Uno Pizza and Grill located in Clifton, New Jersey. We're back after a quick timeout. Welcome back here to ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey, the intersection of sports and gaming, the only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking the latest in the world, the National Football League, week number 2. You can see the video game there on the side. Eagles at Patriots at the biggest game of the preseason week 2 slate this weekend. Bottom left-hand corner of the screen, that is Chandler. He's playing with the New England Patriots in the dark jersey. He's a home team. Bottom right-hand corner of the screen, that is Huskers. He's playing with the Eagles. They are the road team. He's in the white jerseys. Middle of the screen on the left-hand side, that is Dominique Daphne, former Iowa tight end. Also played in the NFL with a bunch of teams. Packers, Broncos, coach, just to name a few. Andrew Richmond, she's a sports reporter in Atlanta. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports guys. Let's talk the latest in the world of the NFL. We started by talking about the quarterbacks, Jackson Dart and Jayden Daniels, and their issues and their situations there. How about another quarterback? Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the Eagles. Did he take a little shot at A.J. Brown? That's what everybody's asking. Everyone wants to know. Did Jalen Hurts take a little dig and a little shot at his former teammate, A.J. Brown? Now, of course, they've got these joint practices this week with the New England Patriots. And, of course, they have the big preseason game number 2. We'll see if it's the dress rehearsal. Maybe some stars will play at least a quarter or 2. Back in the day, it used to be all the way through the first half and into the second half, so you can, come out of halftime and get used to that going into the season. Let's listen to Jalen Hurts talking about alignment and everything working well, togetherness and closeness as well with those Philadelphia Eagles without a number 1 receiver that played with the Eagles for the last 4 years. That'd be A.J. Brown. You listen to his comments. Was he talking about A.J. Brown here? Here's Jalen Hurts. The truth hurts of those Dirty Birds. Take a listen.
It starts from Coach Sirianni, and his message in his first words in yesterday's team meeting was about being together and being aligned. And when I was taking notes of it, I just, thought about 100% alignment and 0 entitlement. And so as a team, that's what everybody's pushing. I talked to Saquon, and he's talking about
So that was Jalen Hurts there, taking a little bit of a dig at A.J. Brown. It depends on how you look at it. Look, I mean, Nick Sirianni got these Philadelphia Eagles together, before training camp started, and this was his sort of message to these guys. And Jalen Hurts just sort of echoed what he was saying. And Jalen Hurts, he did have these organized sort of workouts in the offseason with the skill position players of those Eagles. Of course, sans A.J. Brown, who was traded to the Patriots back in June. He talked about being disciplined and also fighting for each other. And Coach Sirianni talked about it this year in the team meeting. I guess he said basically that, this is what this team needs to be. The focus needs to be on each other, one collective, one voice, all pulling on the same chain there. Dom, your thoughts here. Is this just happy talk? Look, start of the training camp, guys, let's focus, blah, blah, blah. Or was this a shot at A.J. Brown? And you know what? Maybe Jalen Hurts didn't have to repeat exactly what the head coach said, because it seems like to me there was an inference there, 100%.
Oh yeah, I think in his own IG caption way of speaking, I think it was a shot at AJ Brown, and I think the whole idea of being perfectly aligned and zero entitlement, and it's kind of the mentality you have as a team when you lose a player like AJ Brown, realizing, hey, we have to come together as a team. We're not going to be able to rely on one player to be the offense for us. Just because one guy left, yes, he was an all-pro guy. We're still the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll still be a great offensive team. We'll still be a great team all around. So I think it was a shot. I think so. I think that a lot of this is planned because, A.J. Brown had some things and the Eagles had some things, and he said some things about Drake May and how he could read the field and how, it's so surprising that he can read defenses and make all these throws. So I think they're doing a little tit for tat. So, I mean, we should all be with our eyes peeled for this joint practice and be ready to see them clips of people pushing and shoving, because you already know what's coming.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Andrew, 100% alignment and zero entitlement.
Unless he was a chiropractor and a motivational speaker, I feel like this has some ulterior things going on with this one. Shots are fired. And like Dom said, it seems like the girls aren't quite over each other, right? Obviously making
she went there.
a lot.
That's sophomore.
No, they are. I miss you. But like they're the animosity sense, okay? Basically saying, like he said, oh, you can throw better. My new quarterback can throw unlike my other one. And now this guy, right? My wide receiver is a much better team player. Obviously, they do need to share the ball. You aren't superstar reliant, but hurt feelings are there. Obviously, you would think that Jalen Hurts having
hurt people, all that good stuff.
And Hurts is on the back of the jersey. Come on now. Of course, hurts people. Okay. Obviously, you would think that, Jalen Hurts has strayed away from this, straight away from taking subtle shots, but this really affected him. They used to have a great rapport with each other, allegedly used to be best friends. And when you lose your bestie, unfortunately it hurts, but hopefully Jalen can learn some inner excellence to learn from A.J. Brown in order to get better.
It's funny you bring up the book, because there is some thought and some talk here that some of this was I think, what was the name of the book? Something about something in the wood or something like that. It's a book that they were talking about as well during this Eagles beginning of training camp as well. When it made me think about AJ,
train your mind for extraordinary performance and best possible life. Not that.
No, not Inner Excellence. There was another book that they were talking about here. So, but that made me think about AJ Brown and the Inner Excellence. That, of course, we talked about what he was reading, a year or two ago there with the Eagles on the sidelines there. Dom, your thoughts here. Look, from all accounts, Jalen Hurts has had a really good training camp as far as leadership qualities and skills that he's displayed. There's a lot of quotes and reporting out there that everyone's proud of. The work that he's put in to become a better leader, be a more consistent passer, and everything that he's put into the craft of being QB1 for a really good team there with the Philadelphia Eagles. How is this going to play out for them this year? How do you see the Eagles?
I think obviously they'll have a chance to win their division, but I see them obviously making the playoffs. And whether or not how far they go in the playoffs will be based on Jalen Hurts and his performance. I mean, you can only rely on Saquon Barkley so much. You can only rely on your defense so much. Your quarterback's going to have to make plays for you. And we saw how that goes sometimes. Obviously, I hate to bring up old wounds, but, Drake May didn't perform to his best ability in the Super Bowl, and that cost them because their defense played well. But it's just your quarterback has to win games for you. So for Jalen Hurts, it'll be a similar thing. Your defense is going to play well. Your defense is going to get stops for you, get turnovers. Saquon's going to be Saquon as long as he stays healthy. And your receiver room, you got some young guys that's following Devontae Smith now. So it's just like, how are you going to measure up as a leader and as a quarterback? Can you be the guy that, people have kind of said that you can't be? And even for him, I'm sure there is some animosity, but that his number one receiver left. Yeah. It's kind of like when a girl gets a divorce and then all of a sudden she loses 50 pounds. It's just like, well, shoot. Well, now all of a sudden now you want to play well. Oh, you didn't love me. Now I got to play to the best of my ability. So it's just like, right. Maybe we'll see a little different side of Jalen Hurts, see him throw the ball a little bit more since his number one receiver obviously thought, the grass was greener on the other side.
Right. We'll see if he throws the ball in the middle of the field. They were like one of the worst teams in the NFL at throwing the ball in the middle of the field. Andrew, real quick, in about 20 seconds or so, this joint practice, can't wait to see how A.J. Brown sort of attacks this and approaches this. Very competitive. We've seen him and Christian Gonzalez go at it. Going up against his old team, he's going to have something to prove out there. He's going to be looking to get into the end zone and score. And hopefully he plays on Saturday as well, Saturday night.
Both of these athletes live through spite, so I feel like they are going to improve in their last years. But honestly, Mekhi Lemon and also Devontae Smith, can they stretch the field? Because as you talked about, Jalen inside the middle of the field, not his forte. Will they be able to provide that deep ball threat that A.J. Brown used to provide for that team? That's the biggest question for them. But no, Jalen, I feel like the spite will lead him to a good direction.
All right, we'll keep an eye on A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Once again, a little shot there, maybe not. But Nick Sirianni did address the club, and Jalen Hurts, unprompted, first thing out of his mouth at the press conference, that's what he brought up. So, but look, we'll see if they can turn the page, and everybody's going to be watching them. There's going to be daily comparisons every week, people looking at the AFC East and the NFC East. How's the Eagles doing? How are the Patriots doing? And that's what we'll all be looking at. Keeping an eye on this bad game, 24-10 here with our King of the Hill bottom right-hand corner screen. Huskers playing with the Eagles, Chandler playing with the Patriots. That third quarter brought to you by good friends at Find Curate. Look at it, 920 Broadway Avenue, also in New Jersey. Open 5 days a week, folks. Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Sundays, noon to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can buy, you can trade. They're always buying. Available in-store and online right now on Whatnot. Man, they've got hundreds of pairs of sneakers, thousands of pairs of sneakers, actually. Also, thousands of pairs of clothing articles and streetwear. At Find Curate, they don't only curate your outfits, but they also show you how the fits will look. Large selection of sneakers. See those there. Jordans, Nikes, Adidas, New Balance, Reebok, Puma. They've got it all for you as well. And other options. Check out my man, the owner there, Anthony. Ant-Man. And say ISG10, guys, to get $10 off your purchase. Once again, use the promo code ISG10 to get $10 off any of your purchases there. Find Curate, open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern. More ISG football. We're back after a quick timeout. My kids, the teams they played on, they weren't that damn good.
I see Iowa just made it.
Oh, they made it to Little League World Series?
For the first time in decades.
We might combine these two, Kev. We might combine these two stories. Make this one pretty quick because I want to save some time for that snake in the helmet.
I don't know that. Nine from the U.S. and 9 from.
Welcome back here to ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, the intersection of sports and gaming, the only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. Talking latest in the world, the NFL, week number 2 in the preseason. Biggest matchup on the slate this weekend, Eagles at Patriots Saturday night. Got a couple gamers here playing EA Sports Madden, NFL 27 for cash and prizes. Middle of the screen there on the middle, on the right-hand side, that is Chandler playing with the Patriots. He's down by 14. Good score here, man. Can make this thing a little closer here. We'll see if we can get it in and punch it in. Bottom of the screen there on the right-hand side, that is Huskers playing with the Eagles. He is on defense there. I got my guys there talking the latest in the world of the NFL with Dominic Gaffney, former NFL tight end. Played with a bunch of teams, Packers, Broncos, Colts, to name a few. Andrew Richmond, who's a sports reporter in Atlanta. All right, guys, back to the NFL topics. We've been talking about guys that can throw the ball. How about guys that can get after the passer? How about Von Miller signing with the Dallas Cowboys? So he comes over. Von Miller comes over from the Washington Commanders, where he played last year, signs with, I guess we can call it his hometown team. It is. He's from the Dallas area. Signs with the Cowboys 1 year. I believe it's $5.5 million up to $7.5 million. That's not a bad little deal there for Von Miller. Had 9 sacks last year. Once again, folks, for the Washington Commanders at 37 years of age. How much gas does he have left in the tank? He says, it's like the movie Inception, man, basically. It's like a dream inside a dream to be back there in Big D in Dallas. How much does he have left in the tank, Andrew? Can he get you, 9 to 11 sacks next year, this year, and help the Cowboys get to the playoffs?
To be honest, I'm very surprised at the number 9 sacks. I know that the Commanders fell off because
now the year before that wasn't a whole lot. And the year before that, the last year with the Bills wasn't a whole lot as well. But last year,
last couple years,
and only 37% of the snaps too.
Yeah, no, the last couple of years with the Bills were looking a little bit disappointing, I guess, because the collective, we really just stopped watching the Commanders, unfortunately, when they had their injury issues, or at least I will say I did a little bit, put them on the back burner. I didn't realize how good of a recovery season that Von Miller had. I still feel like this move would have been crazy 5 years ago, and now we're kind of stuck in a little bit of a limbo to see how effective it
really would have been crazy 10 years ago.
Yeah, man, it would have broken the internet 10 years ago. But this is all recouping from obviously losing somebody like Micah Parsons. You're licking your wounds. You're trying to recover, trying to replicate some of his production that you lost in that big trade. I hope it does work out for Von. He does seem like the perfect aesthetic for a Dallas Cowboy, from the mustache he used to rock to the fact he's a cowboy on the side and everything like that. He does seem like a cowboy. I hope for his sake, and I know Jerry hopes for the Cowboy fans' sake, that he's able to produce even a modicum of what Micah Parsons was able to do.
How do you see it playing out for the 37-year-old? First of all, I think he has to pay for that number 40. I know he's in reportedly in talks with I forget the kid's name that wears number 40. So that's going to be interesting. What do you think he brings to the Cowboys this season, D?
I mean, obviously, that veteran presence. A guy that's been in the league for a long time. He's got a lot of sacks under his belt in his career. He's got a Super Bowl, which hurts my heart growing up as a Panthers fan to bring that up.
Remember, he won one with the Rams,
we don't like to talk about it, Larry. Right.
We don't like to talk. We don't talk about it.
The second one he won it with the Rams. So,
I know, right. But still, it just every time I see him win, it reminds me of how he did my Panthers right in Super Bowl 50.
That was supposed to be Cam's
year. I think he just brings in that veteran presence, obviously, and I think it helps the defense, because now you can't really double team anybody on the D line. You got Rashawn Gary, you got Kenan Williams that just got paid, you got Kenny Clark, you got some young bucks that are ready to go, that are going to learn from a great DN like Von Miller. So, I mean, obviously they're making a lot of moves in the offseason. The Cowboys are to fix the disastrous, defense that they were left with last year. So,
Historically
I
bad.
like it. I like picking up a veteran guy. You showed what you could do last year with the Commanders, getting 9 sacks. 9 sacks at 37, 36. I mean, that's pretty impressive for anybody. So I think the fact that now you can't double team anybody, this is somebody that you get to pick up, not only utilize him to teach the young guys, but also
Right.
utilize him for the juice he has left.
Right, and that's Quentin Williams there. Also, Jadeveon Clowney, I believe he's there with the Cowboys as well. So they got some guys a little bit longer than two of the guys that are freaks and can, like Von Miller says, I can roll out of the bed and get you 8-9 sacks, and he proved that last year. Real quickly, got the one more topic here before we take a break here and have this last conversation here. How about the Seahawks? Devin Witherspoon. So shout out to Devin Witherspoon. Now the highest paid corner in NFL history, 4 years, $132 million, $101 million plus guaranteed. So that's $33 million on the average annual value there. Christian Gonzalez, they have the same agent. He's looking at this too, like, my time's coming. So we'll see if he can get to maybe 34, 35 million on the AAV. And maybe like, I don't know, 140, 142, 44, somewhere around there, million there, and maybe 105 million guaranteed for Christian Gonzalez. But Devin Witherspoon, is he really? Look, I know he's the highest paid, and it's all about who's next. But is he really like a top 2 or 3 corner in the NFL? Are you buying that, Dom? Or is that system?
Okay. I think the skill set that he has. It's carried over from college. I think the skill set that he has, the long arms, the comparisons to Richard Sherman, I think they're there. I think he's a lockdown corner. The capabilities are there. The dog is there. I mean, to play defense, to play for the Seahawks defense that what do they like to be called? The dark side, not the Legion of Boom. But you got to be a dog. So I think he has a lot of the what you're looking for to be a leader on the defense, to be a number one corner, to be the cornerstone of your defense. I feel like this was a great move, and this is kind of like what the Seahawks are doing, because obviously they lost some guys in the offseason, a Super Bowl MVP, Tariq Woolen, Kobe Bryant, some other guys. So what are they doing? They're locking in their guys like JSN and like obviously now Witherspoon to say, hey, we want you guys here. We want to build off of the success that we've had, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So I think this is a great move by the Seahawks.
Andrew, about 30 seconds. Highest paid corner in NFL history. Is he this good? Is he a first team All Pro type of guy?
Absolutely, he is definitely
so
great.
He's better than Stingley. He's better than those guys. Surtain, better than Gonzalez, better than all those guys.
I wouldn't say better than Surtain, but he's definitely in that type of air range, right? In that air, that defense relies a lot on him.
Fair.
If it's not the defensive line, it's Witherspoon locking down one of the number one wide receivers that they have. And really, again, Mike McDonald likes to use a lot of versatility. So to be able to have somebody that can continuously make sure that they lock down a wide receiver while everybody else can kind of play, it allows a defensive mastermind to really put his mind into the game and really allow his creativity to flow. I think that he is a great receiver, great cornerback. And I know that the Seahawks defense is going to take some blows, but as long as you have Witherspoon, as long as you have most of that defensive line, you'll be in good hands.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the Seahawks. Keep an eye on that Madden game, and it's over. King of the Hill playing with the Eagles. Huskers gets the win over. Chandler was playing with the Patriots last time out here, man. That fourth quarter brought to you by good friends at 902 Brewing Company. Located at 101 Pacific Avenue in Jersey City, a craft brewery there producing those ales and lagers. Got about 20 different varieties of ales and lagers. Also have a Jackson Dart beer, since we were talking about Jackson Dart early in the show. Handcrafted beers in the best atmosphere, curated good times, made right there in Jersey City. Got a spacious tap room that hosts a variety of events there. Also have the beautiful rooftop, guys, overlooking Lower Manhattan, the Hudson River, and also the World Trade Center. Check them out online, 902brewing.com. Last time out, we'll come back with more ISG football after this quick timeout. Did you do the interview? You did the interview? With the news truck?
Yeah.
Good. Have a good night. How much time, Kevin? 30 seconds? Okay. We're back here on ISG Football. We're powered by Uno Pizza and Grill, located in Clifton, New Jersey. The only show combining real sports and gaming at the exact same time. I'm literally CBS Sports got Dom Daphne for Iowa tight end. Also played in the NFL with a bunch of teams, Packers, Colts, Broncos, to name a few. Andrew Richmond, she's a sports reporter in Atlanta. The gaming is over. Had a couple of guys playing EA Sports Madden, NFL 27 for cash and prizes. Our champion gets the win, playing with the Eagles over the challenger, playing with the Patriots. Guys, you see this video on the screen here? This is wild. An Arkansas high school player there, I believe in Maumelle, Arkansas. So Maumelle High School there practiced for over an hour with a 2-foot viper in his helmet, snugged in there, a cottonmouth, a water moccasin. In his helmet, he kind of felt weird. He's like, he felt something moving and he felt a little weird. So he went to the trainer and they looked and they saw a snake back there. So they have to call animal control and things of that nature. Got him over there and they have to put this helmet in an ice bucket or a bucket of water to kind of flush him out. And finally the snake put his head up there and they were able to, get a hold to it. And they did relocate the snake a long way away from the school in a wooded area. That is dumb. Dude, I would be scarred for life, bro. I would never put my helmet down outside ever again.
Nope. You got to burn that helmet. Don't you bring that helmet near me. Oh, no. I don't do snakes either. So I would have lost it. Just think of the idea of you in practice and you hearing his. Oh, absolutely not.
Feel something in your head and
What?
you don't know what.
No.
Just think if you get bitten by a freaking a water moccasin.
They definitely
mouth.
You dodged a possible disaster.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing the idea of me hearing hissing in my helmet, and there's no jumbotron. We're not playing the Vipers that week. I just hear snake. Oh yeah, nah.
All right.
That would have been my last practice.
Now, Andrew, here's the crazy thing. They said it was a little fat, so maybe it looks like it eaten a couple of days ago. Maybe that's why the snake was kind of docile and wasn't really bothering him because it was full, trying to digest this food. That's my assertion. Your thoughts here, Andrew?
No, my mom grew up in Guyana, and one day she had a salamander stay in her head for like half of a day. But at least this was back in the 70s when you had like a big fro. I'm not sure. I need to see what his hang time was like. Like, how much hair did he have to not feel it wither around?
No, it was in the back of the helmet, of the padding of the helmet.
I feel like you have to figure out something. You have to find something. You have to feel something, right? Because at a certain point, like the snake has to at least you make a hard hit. It gotta move at some point, right? I get the wriggly tigglies, man. This does not make me feel good. And I actually like snakes. I'm not gonna lie, but nah, I can't do that.
This is a wild story, man. Once again, a high school player in Arkansas, in Maumelle, had a 2-foot water moccasin, a cottonmouth there, a viper in the back of his helmet there. Trainers found it because he said he felt weird and he felt like something was going on in his helmet. And yeah, it was a venomous snake, probably the second most poisonous snake in Arkansas behind the rattlesnake. And look, if it could have bitten him in the head, man, that could have been some issues there, or in the face from the neck area. I'm glad that he's safe, man, but this is crazy. I haven't seen anything like that. Hopefully we never will again. The coach did a great thing by reminding the players, look, your helmets are outside. It's warm. Check your equipment before you put it on. So hopefully those guys will heed that warning. And I'm glad, they were able to find the snake. No one was hurt in all of this, and they were able to relocate the snake as well. Once again, a high school player in Arkansas had a freaking viper in his helmet. This is wild stuff here. All right, let's get out of here, man. Speaking of Viper, our King of the Hill strikes again. Huskers, what was the difference there, man? Once again, you playing Madden 27, man. You're able to pour it on a little bit there in the second half and get a nice win by about 3 scores.
Yeah, I love Madden 27. You can actually play defense in this game.
Yeah,
so
you love the win.
Pressure. Yeah, I do. I love that too. But yeah, it was a fun game. Just brought a lot of pressure.
Good. All right, man. We'll see you next week, man. If you guys want to be like Huskers or anybody else, Chandler, any of these other players, man, it's all online. You can register right now, ages 13 and up. When catching up the prizes, weekly King of the Hill format. You win, you stay on the 6th. Join us now, theisgshow.com/Madden, theisgshow.com/Madden. We've got plenty of swag for you. Hoodies, T-shirts, long sleeve tees, the merchandise. The store is always open 24 hours. Get it exclusively at theisgshow.com/shop, theisgshow.com/shop. Post-game show brought to you by good friends at Uno Pizza Go located in Clifton, New Jersey. The guys that invented deep dish back in 1943 got their identity and their inspiration from their origins there in the Chi Chicago. Over 100 locations in some 20 locations, 100 locations in 20 states there. They serve more than pizza, got pasta, steaks, seafood, burgers, and more. Craft beers, great cocktails, and vegetarian dishes for you health nuts out there. Check them out online, unos.com. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here, man. For our King of the Huskers, man, Omaha. That's where he's representing Nebraska. Got a big game coming up in a few weeks, man. We'll see him next week. See if he can hang on and continue being the King of the Hill. Andrew Rickman, she's a sports reporter in Atlanta. Peace up, A down. And there's my guy, Dom Daphne, former Iowa tight end, also played in the NFL with a bunch of teams, Broncos, Cardinals, Packers, Colts, to name a few there. Buccaneers and Broncos. I think I got them all. I think so.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think I did it. I'm Larry with CBS Sports. Thanks for watching on the platforms of FTL Sports, Next Level Sports, Nested Nation, IBN Sports Channel, and ESTV. Enjoy the preseason week number 2. We'll talk preseason week number 3 next week. Have a good weekend, folks. Bye-bye.